guys, in this video, we're going to examine gamma and how that correlates to our options premium. Now, we understood in our very first video in this series, we talked about delta and how delta measures the rate of change in our options premium, all things being equal with a $1 move in the underlying stock price. Well, the question is, if the delta measures the rate of change of our options premium, then what measures the rate of change of our delta? And that's going to be this left-hand column over here. That's going to be your gamma. So a $1 move in our stock price, let's say for these 80 calls here in the March monthly expirations, a $1 move in the stock price will change your options premium 61 cents. Now, after that $1 stock move, your delta would move from the 61 to the 69-cent range. Why? Because your gamma is at 8 cents right here. So your delta would increase 8 cents and your options premium would then increase 61 cents. And continue. That's with all things being equal. Now, a couple things we need to know about gamma. All of our action is going to be right here on these at the money options. Why? Because these have the most probable or the highest probability of expiring in or out of the money by this expiration cycle, which is March 19th. So about a week, these have the highest probability of coming in and out, in and out, in and out. So that's where all your speculation is. And this is where all your extrinsic value is. We talked about that in our earlier video. So going forward, all your at the money options are going to contain the most extrinsic value, which is where all your highest speculation is. Now, gamma is going to drastically decrease the further in the money you get and the further out of the money you get. Why? Because of that phrase that we made up in our last video where we talked about delta stability. So our deltas drastically increase the deeper in the money we get, which means they carry a lot of intrinsic value and less extrinsic value. So all that means is that these have a very, very high probability of expiring in the money by this expiration cycle. Now, we do with the vice versa. Our deltas are very, very low way down here out of the money, which means they do not have any intrinsic value, but they have very, very low extrinsic value, which means that they have a very, very low probability of expiring in the money by this expiration cycle as well. So our delta stability is going to be very, very deep and very, very far out of the money, whereas all these at the money options, they don't really have that much stability because this is where all your speculation is. And that's why you have the high gamma, because you're going to have a higher rate of change in all these at the money options. The second thing we need to know about gamma is that the further out we go, the further dated expiration cycles are going to contain less gamma because you have more time. So even though there's probably just as much speculation in here, you have more time for these probabilities to play out. Notice your delta as well. On these 80 calls, you're around 57. And if you go back to the March cycle, your 80 calls are actually 61. So you have a higher probability of profit, or you have a higher probability of your 80 expiring in the money by March 19th than you actually do out in April. And that's just due to your delta and the delta increase the further closer we get to expiration. So that's all that is. Delta just measures the rate of change, or sorry, gamma just measures the rate of change of your delta, which measures the rate of change of your options premium, which moves with a $1 move, all things being equal, in your underlying stock price. That's all it is. And at the money options are always going to have your highest gamma. And the closer you get to your expiration, you're going to have a gamma increase because of the speculation and the increase in your IV and the increase in your extrinsic value. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to check us out on our social media. We have attached the links to our social in the description. We also have a swing trading service if you are interested. More information is found in the description below.